There have been a few surprises during my first months as Prime Minister. For example, I hadn't expected to spend so much time dealing with wildlife. Belugas, ostriches, premiers, except for present company accepted, obviously. And I join others in not being able to see Pierre Poilievre anywhere here this evening. And don't you find it odd that no one else is willing to give up their seat? Let me be clear. I can count. Actually, I can also subtract, and I can multiply. Pierre, he just divides. What a decade this year has been. 2 prime ministers, 3 new cabinets. Where's that for? 1 election. Yeah, see, you guys are quick. 1 election, another one on the way.
Gang, what's up? Aaron here, Canadian Looney. Is Mark Carney funny or just a clown? This banker, it's taking over politics in Canada, pretending not to be a politician. It's all very deceptive. They're having a light evening here at the press gallery, so let's check that out. Is he funny or just a clown? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Let's check this out. It's pretty sloppy.
After saving the Liberal Party, your mission is now to save the country. No pressure. Mesdames et Messieurs, Canada's Big Daddy and Prime Minister, Mark Carney.
Who's your daddy?
Merci. I'm glad we could take a break from my busy schedule to be here this evening. Mia, members of the Executive Committee, thank you, seriously, thank you for this invitation to join the esteemed members of the press gallery this evening. I'll just take a moment, actually, to comment on what we just witnessed. Not that guy. But what we witnessed was shared bylines. This is the press gallery standing up for liberal racism in this country. Well done. Well done. I have a different word for it. We used to call it solidarity. Used to be what we were about, liberal racism. That's okay. It's all right. As long as it gets the job done. It is a pleasure to be with journalists who empower Canadians with the truth and relentlessly protect our democratic institutions. But enough about rebel news. Hey, they got all the questions for the debate. C'est au centre. I don't know. Anyways, hello. And it was good as well to see Don Newman present the award 28 years, I believe, after he won it. Yeah. If you want to go on YouTube, you can see Don interviewing me when I was Governor of the Bank of Canada. Iron Fist and the Velvet Glove meets interminable, unintelligible answer. It's not pretty. Speaking of interminable, now let me turn to my prepared text. Look, Don and I know each other well. We go a long way back. For most of us in this room, you and I have only begun to know each other over the last 11 months. A lot more than I'd like, to be honest. But I suspect, yes, a lot less than you'd hope. So, in the spirit of this evening, I want to go deeper. I want to look back at the hinge moment that we're living together. And I will do this, wait for it, in 3 ways. First point, I promise to keep this light. It's a night for jokes, for warmth, pretending that we all get along. Second point, I promise to keep this short. roughly the length of Champagne's prologue to his budget speech. I was right there. I was right there. I wanted to take the pages from him. I wasn't quite sure on parliamentary privilege. If we didn't say it, was it really real? Did it happen? Final point. There will be no final point. There will be several. Look, tonight is a night to look back together. It's a chance to look inside ourselves with Rosie. I like what I see, Rosie, when I look at her. Anyway, what a decade this year has been. 2 prime ministers, 3 new cabinets. Where's that for? 1 election. Yeah, see, you guys are quick. 1 election, another one on the way. Just kidding. Just kidding. Scheer, Reid, you can come in now. Yes, sometimes it felt like I spent more time at Rideau Hall than in question period. And every so often, went abroad. We've signed new deals with the EU, with Germany, Indonesia, launched trade negotiations with India, ASEAN, Thailand, and the Philippines. Last week I was in the UAE. Canada received the largest single foreign investment commitment in our history. $70 billion. There are some who might call that generational. I call it the McDavid Emergency Fund. All of this built on a fast start, unlike the Oilers. Look, Canada's newest government welcomed the King himself to open Parliament in record time. We acted fast to cut taxes for the middle class, all 22 million of them. We cut the consumer carbon tax because it had become divisive for many and obsessive for one. It's still going on. I see it every day. Every point counts. See, like point off GST and she won by a vote. Is it not funny if you explain it, or even if it's not funny? Okay. Final point. We welcomed the world to Kananaskis for the G7 just 6 weeks after the election. And I got to tell you, the second day was amazing. Final point, if I may. Whether at NATO, the G7, G20, APEC, UNGA, ASEAN, FIFA, the YMCA, we demonstrated that Canada's leadership will be defined not only by the strength of our values, but also by the value of our strength. We use that strength to face down an economic trade war and threats to our sovereignty. Because, and I may not have mentioned this before, we are in a crisis. Make no mistake, Canada's brand newest government is acting decisively to protect our country and our identity. And it's working. It is working. For me, at least. I got promoted from governor to president. Come on, I did. And we are all moving forward. We are all moving forward with Budgets 2025's catalytic generational investments in the Eurovision Song Contest. And I'm pleased to announce this evening that Canada's first contestant will be none other than Down with Webster. Because Canada, it's time to win. Okay. That's one for the Ute. Final-ish point. There have been a few surprises during my first months as Prime Minister. For example, I hadn't expected to spend so much time dealing with wildlife. Belugas, ostriches, premiers, except for present company accepted, obviously. Actually, there is no need for a mass cull, because the premiers and I are uniting around projects that will diversify our trade, unlock billions in new investment, create hundreds of thousands of high-paying careers. Or as the National Post headline put it, Mark Carney fast-tracks the road to serfdom. I mean, you can't buy that kind of support, even if we do fund it. It's true, Conrad. It's true. It's true. Just the facts. Helen's here. It's got to be right. I've got to, you know. Now, speaking of taxpayer-funded purveyors of post-apocalyptic dystopia, Yves-François Blanchet and the Bloc are in the house tonight. No, honnêtement. C'est une... Okay, look, it's important. You got to count on a few things. C'est un vrai pilier de stabilité qui nous bouleverse. It's a full house tonight. Just enough room for Dawn and the New Democrats. Dawn, good to see you here. I know it's cheap. It's cheap, Dawn. It's not. I know you've been asking. I'm only going to say this once. Political parties are not eligible for the major projects list. Sorry. Just saying. Elizabeth May is here too. Elizabeth, thank you for standing up. Thank you for standing up and voting yes on the budget. It was incredibly généreux of you. Oh. Mathieu généreux. And I join others in not being able to see Pierre Poilievre anywhere here this evening. And don't you find it odd that no one else is willing to give up their seat? Something changed? I don't know. Anyways. Look, if the budget has shown us one thing, it's that every seat counts. And speaking of counting, let me be clear. I can count. Actually, I can also subtract, and I can multiply. Pierre, he just divides. Pierre, I didn't write that. I didn't write that. Okay. Actually, I did. Et soyons clairs. Speaking of keeping track, when did I last speak to President Trump? I mean, did we text? Like recently? Any emojis? Did he like my Insta with Macron? These are all great questions. They are worth flying halfway around the world to ask. One question, one follow-up. Did you text Trump? Oh, geez. They're great questions, and I should answer them because sharing is caring. I do care. But I do. Scott, I do. The other Scott Reed. He's here. He's here all night. He'll be at the after party. You'll be at the after party. But look, I'm going to share another time because, look, I've been busy. I'm standing on business. Booked and busy. Is this how it's done? Am I looking into the right camera? Will this do numbers on X? Should I turn up the rage bait? Fuck. I think all that Tory says.
Drop the bomb.
I think all that Tory TikTok clip farming in the House is beginning to influence me. C'est cringeant. It won't happen again, Mr. Speaker. It won't happen again. From now on, Canada's brand spanking new government will be locked in. What's that, Mr. Speaker? My 35 seconds are up already? Okay. Final point, if I may. Mario Cuomo famously said that politicians campaign in poetry and govern in prose. I campaigned in haiku. We're governing in econometrics. Can't even say it. Yep, I'm not a politician, and I'm obviously not a comedian. I am a pragmatist. And so to get out of here alive, from now on, I am going to pander. Nearly 2 centuries ago, Nova Scotia's Joseph Howe stressed that an open and unshackled press is one of the strongest legacies that we can leave for future generations. And around the world, that legacy is under threat. I am proud that Canada continues to support and celebrate a free press, and I will defend it to my last day.
Oh, yeah. So that's it, Aaron. Like, share, subscribe. I really would appreciate your subscription. We're not going to try to sell you anything here. I'm not going to try to sell you a stupid sticker. Let's just learn about Canadian federal politics. That's it. Let's save our country. There's still time left. That's it. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Again, I appreciate everybody that does subscribe and just watching the video. Share this with somebody if you really enjoyed it. We'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now.